Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Memes of the Week. The best thing you can do for this channel is smash the like button the way that female high school teachers smash their students, so this video reaches a wider audience. And now on with the memes. Number one, isn't it wonderful that Morgan Freeman has gone to the age where he doesn't give an F anymore when he stares at Margot Robbie's rockets? Looks like his age is finally showing after all these centuries, and it looks like he's finally fresh out of F's to give. You're probably wondering why I'm not swearing. Just so that everyone knows, if you swear in the first 30 seconds of a YouTube video, they tend to demonetize it. Moving on, Gavin Newsom's wife describes Harvey Weinstein's fish-like swing in court. Was it fish-like because it swam up her cooter to spawn? Or maybe she smells like a fish, so she tried to project her odor problems onto another man. The truth is that she slept with him and then later on asked him for money. He decided not to pay up, so that's why she badmouthed him after good-mouthing him, if you know what I mean. The jury probably thought she was the only woman that slept with Weinstein willingly. Number three, illegal migrants being sent back home just say that they were in the West for a better life. In truth, sending them back will make life better for the people that already live here. Come to the West legally and don't be a criminal and no one will complain. You know what kinds of people you're dealing with when Western gringos move to Mexico and then the locals want them to leave, because they're making the cost of living go up. Double standards much. Up next, looks like a serial PDF file will be castrated after trying to grape a 7-year-old girl. I guess his nuts will be paying a visit to the wood chipper. Louisiana has decided to make the right choice. Now imagine if they did the same thing in a place like the UK. The grooming gangs would probably disappear overnight. Florida goes one step further and executes them. Looks like parts of America are finally taking a stand against diddling. Number five, in a twist of irony, vegan firefighters fight a fire to save 40,000 pounds of ribeye steak. I guess they figured that if they let all that steak burn, then more cows would be butchered. That's probably how they justified fighting that fire. I'm sure that to most people the fire smelled like barbecue heaven, but to the vegans it smelled like a holocaust. What I want to know is, why there are vegan fire brigades to begin with? Moving on, this woman went for a visit to Uganda to prove she isn't racist. Then she goes missing and her clothes and other items are found hanging from trees. Anti-racist Redditors say it's a mystery, and that it must be the work of some wild animal. You just know that some men in Uganda probably have her locked up buck naked in a wooden cage somewhere. This was 10 years ago now and she's never been found. People on Reddit say that she ran off in the middle of the night and the animals got her. Yeah, but how did they manage to put her panties in a tree? Number seven, a general in South Africa says that white people brought things to South Africa that they knew would tempt black people so that they would steal them and make them look bad. You can't make this level of crazy up. It's something a woman would say so she doesn't have to take agency for her own actions. I say just leave South Africans alone to build Wakanda already. They already tried to make their own all-black bank and it was looted by the owners. How are they to blame white folks for that one? Up next, I guess that love really is an irrational emotion. Here's this guy buying a diamond ring for his love doll, and yet other guys out there won't even take the mother of their children out to the Waffle House. Marriage has become such a bad proposition for men that they're choosing to marry their blow-up dolls instead. He's a lucky man though. She's never gonna nag him or complain that the diamond he bought him was too small. A lot of women would be wise to emulate her. Number 9, Canada folds like a cheap suitcase as our Prime Minister drops all retaliatory tariffs on the United States. That's why Trump wanted him as Prime Minister, because he would eventually do exactly what America wanted. The Prime Minister, Carney, was all bark and no bite when he said that Canada was all about elbows up. Instead, in the end, Canada was just all about asses up instead. Trump knew the Conservative Prime Minister would hold his own, and that's why he didn't want him. Moving on, just a friendly reminder that it's been 2 years since Bud Light thought it was a good idea to use a tranny in Bubble Bath to advertise beer. I'd rather drink Drano at this point. Cracker Barrel would have probably had better luck using Dylan Mulvaney back when they changed their branding, and then quickly changed it back. They learned that just like Bud Light or Gillette, they would destroy their business if they pissed off their customers. Number 11, Trump derangement syndrome is so bad in one of our Canadian provinces that they're going to destroy $300,000 worth of American alcohol instead of selling it. The duty has already been paid by the Canadian government, i.e. the Canadian people, but the government-ran liquor store is destroying it. They're probably just saying they're destroying it, but people working there are probably just taking it home or giving it to friends. Up next, women literally can't help but objectify themselves by calling themselves the table. On one hand, women complain about being objectified, but then on the other hand, they objectify themselves. It makes no sense if you're a man, but it makes perfect sense if you're a woman. In their minds, anyway. When they say that they're the table, what they mean is you're supposed to bring things and serve them to them. And they wonder why guys are going their own way. Number 13, using fear to control our behavior during the COVID crisis was totalitarian according to scientists. Yeah, I didn't need so-called experts to tell me that was the case. The people being tyrants during COVID are sorry now for their unethical behavior. Apology not accepted. I was so scared I'd have to run off and live in the wilderness rather than potentially get rounded up and sent to a government camp. How about all the truckers out there protesting that had their bank accounts seized? Are they sorry for that too? Moving on, here's another crazy idea. The Guardian wants orchestras to eliminate gender bias by ending blind auditions. Blind auditions mean that orchestras hire musicians based on talent and not what they have between their legs besides the cello or the color of their skin. It's a fair way to hire. Yet equality isn't enough for these people. They want to make orchestras more diverse by costing male musicians money and jobs, because they won't hire them even though they're better. Number 15, the thirst is real. Here's that look a guy gets when a woman replies to him after 15 hours. And then he makes her wait 23 seconds for his reply. When you do this, all you're doing is showing her that you're a low-quality man with no options. Many men would say that's a Chad move to make her wait longer than she made you wait. But if you do that in this day and age, odds are she's going to ghost you or never reply thinking you lost interest. Plus, she's going to be distracted by dozens of other guys. Up next, Trump deploying U.S. forces on the streets of Washington, D.C. has massively lowered crime rates. Just know that lefties will be complaining about this too, that they want their crime back. Then again, some people are saying that this is just a distraction as to why Trump isn't releasing the Epstein files. Also looks like restaurant reservations in D.C. are down too, because more people are afraid of military occupation than they are of crime. Give me a break. Number 17, regardless of if you love him or hate him, leftists need to be prepared for this eventuality. Who are they going to get to run against Vance in 2028 and 2032? Gruesome Newsom, perhaps. A lot of people hate him, but the people on the left will definitely vote for him. He's already wrecked California, and people on the left will still want him in. You also know that this will be that feminist in 2050 when Barron Trump takes office. Moving on, this man won a $273 million lottery jackpot immediately after his wife divorced him. Great, now he can buy a neck because he looks like he doesn't have one. You also know there's a good chance that she's going to sue him claiming that he bought the ticket while they were still together, even if he didn't. Apparently he bought the ticket one day later after the divorce. I bet she's going to want more than half of it. Number 19, this woman says that boxers are not shorts, and the men cannot wear them outside. A guy gets back to her and tells her not to tell men what to wear. Instead, we need to teach women not to stare. Yes, women dress all slutty, and if men say anything about them, they attack us and say that we're slut-shaming them, and it's their body, their choice. But when a man wears whatever he wants, women will basically think that a man's body is their choice as well. Up next, apparently the boomers or the me generation is naive enough to believe that AI slop like this is real. What do you expect from a generation where so many of them need tech support for their phones? They aren't very tech literate on average, and what do you expect when the most complex device they had was a touch-tone phone, which became common in the 70s and 80s? Are they really gullible enough to believe the photo on the left was from 1992 in black and white? Number 21, they say that long-range shooting is like golf, but for men. Oh really? Then what is golf for? Probably boring men that just want an excuse to get away from their wives. As for using a boomstick, I prefer to call it a live-action video game. As for golf, it seems to be a dumb game, and the only times I would go to the driving range were back in my days as a financial advisor, to scope out the people with money. Playing golf just makes you a target for sophisticated salespeople. Moving on, at least this guy's a courteous criminal. He stole a car with a baby inside. He then returned the baby to the parents and scolded them for leaving the kid unattended inside, and then continued stealing the car. Judging by that mugshot, it looks like he was caught, and he probably didn't also want to potentially face kidnapping charges. That's why he really returned the child. He was just covering his own butt in self-interest. Number 23, after the fiasco with Cracker Barrel, we need to protect Cracker Jack at all costs. I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to transition Jack into Cracker Jill. She might as well be good as gone. And the toys they start putting in the boxes will be for adults, like that green monster that was thrown on the WNBA court. But maybe I shouldn't put this image up and say these words, as I might give the liberal morons out there some great ideas. Up next, Elon Musk says that unless we do something about the national debt, the dollar will be worthless. I wouldn't be surprised if he's just saying this because he's getting wealthier and wealthier from the inflation. And this is a great way to say he tried to fix the wealth inequality problems. That Doge was just an honest attempt, and that he tried so hard that he even got in a fight with Trump. He's smart enough to cover himself from the coming chaos. Number 25 on the last one, people are saying that Ozempic is saving America. Yes, unless of course you've been one of those unlucky ones that's had the side effect of blindness. At least this woman now looks dateable. But by judging by the look of her face, she looks angrier. Probably from all the chats smashing and dashing her. She's still ugly with the butter face. She's just not fat. She looks like Demi Moore in her 50s. So that's it for another Memes of the Week. Please give this video a like to push it up in the algorithm and so new viewers can find it. If you enjoy this series and want me to keep making it, then donate it to PayPal and subscribe to our links below. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your day, and cheers.